welcome to another of my Conquest guides. Today, Conquest 16 kicks off, bringing a new round of Feats bosses and a couple of data discs. Fortunately, the core data discs from the past 6 or so conquests return, such as Volatile Accelerator, Amplify Agony, Zealous Ambition, and Thermal Exhaust, to name a few, meaning a lot of the strategies implemented previously will work again for Conquests 16 to 18. So to start off, I'll be showcasing two similar lineups that have the potential to get both Sector 1 feats, Incapacitating Strike, which requires you to attempt to inflict potency down 40 times, and Siphoning Strike, which requires you to gain health steal up 40 times from one battle. So for my first lineup, I'll be running Bam, Han, Chewie, Kira, who will be supplying the health steal up, and young Lando, who will be inflicting the potency down, against an Old Republic Nest node. Data discs, per usual when running a BAM lead, Zated, one Volatile Accelerator and Amplify Agony, with 2 or 3 being ideal, and one Unstable Decelerator to cancel out the turn meter gain from Volatile Accelerator. The latter disc isn't usually required, but as I only had one Amplify Agony, I wasn't generating enough turn meter from the extra damage to stay ahead of the enemy's turn meter gain from Volatile Accelerator. So the strategy is very simple. You should stun Nest on Han's opening, take out the rest of the enemies, then hit full basic auto and let the battle time out. I decided to hit full auto, but this wasn't the best decision as Lando wasted some turns using specials instead of his basic, thus potentially preventing me from getting both feats from one battle. Two important notes: you don't need Lando or Kira geared up very high, you just have to have their basic and unique, respectively, at the appropriate level. A brief note on modding: as turn meter generation is so great, especially with several Amplify Agonies, you could jack up Lando's speed as much as possible and reduce everyone else's, which would allow Lando to get more turns, thus allow him to use his basic more often. However, I've not tried this, so I can't confirm that it does work that way. In the next battle, I showcase a slightly different lineup against Ewoks, so check the timestamps in the description to skip to that. my second lineup I subbed Chewie for Veteran Smuggler Han fighting an Ewok lineup. This setup is slightly more risky, mainly if you're running just the one amplified data disk like I was. Without Chewie it's a bit more difficult to generate enough turn meters to outspeed the enemy, thus they may get a turn or two in before your turn meter train kicks off. The strategy pretty much mirrors the previous battle, but this time we'll be pinning down Paplu. Thanks to Vet Han's basic that inflicts stagger, we can prevent Paplu from gaining a turn and getting killed off from the huge amount of dots he'll acquire. Paplu, similar to Crew, gains a lot of health and protection when inflicted with a debuff, making him the ideal sponge for the banned turn meter train. Potency calibration and honed skills are particularly helpful in this scenario as they guarantee Vet Han inflicts stagger. These feats aside though, I highly recommend you pick up at least one potency calibration disc. It only costs one slot and I suspect it will be very helpful for the various Inquisitor feats. So that's pretty much it for this video. As always, if you have any questions let me know below or find me on Discord. Till the next video.